The coronavirus has caused a global pandemic. You can't leave your house, and toilet paper is now a scarce resource. All of a sudden, you're left with all of this free time and a lot of boredom. In order to combat this boredom, I've decided to do research on topics I've always found interesting. This helps to keep the mind stimulated, keep you entertained, and keep you occupied during these trying times. I've decided to do research on Cleopatra because I've always found her interesting and very empowering. She was the ruler of Egypt and was married to her brother Ptolemy XIII. She ruled alongside him for a while before she got banished because she wanted to have ties with Rome. He did not, and it caused a bit of a power struggle between them. She decided she wanted the crown for herself, and during her time away, she came across Julius Caesar. In order to get power for herself, she decided that she needed an ally in him, and he wanted an ally in her because he needed Egypt in order to strengthen Rome's economy. Quid pro quo and all of that. Together, they took power over Egypt again, and eventually they had a child together. During this time, Julius had captured Ptolemy XIII, Cleopatra's husband. He ran off and eventually drowned in the Nile River. This left the crown unchallenged for her. Although she had to marry her younger brother, Ptolemy XIV, she later had him assassinated in order to have the crown secured for her child that she had with Julius Caesar. Her younger sister Arsinoe, though, also tried to assassinate her and overthrow her. It's during the time that Cleopatra first became queen, and she was only 12 years old at the time, which is very fascinating. She decided to drive a wedge between her and Ptolemy XIII, her first husband. It's at this point that leads to Cleopatra's banishment. If it weren't for her, she probably would have never gotten banished and probably would have never crossed paths with Julius Caesar when she did. Eventually, Arsinoe had to run off from Egypt because Cleopatra caught on to her ruse and recruited Julius Caesar in order to kill Arsinoe. Eventually, though, she got captured and Julius Caesar got his hands on her and was going to publicly put her to death in his home in Rome. However, his people were not okay with this, and so he took her to Artemis's temple. Years later, Cleopatra hired assassins to kill her. Cleopatra's life was very interesting, and there was a lot of drama and a lot of deception that happened, a lot of betrayals and a lot of deaths. This could be very entertaining for some people, and for me it was very interesting to learn a lot about her life. If you want to stay safe during these times, please do something and do not go outside. Do research on topics that you find interesting, play video games, do something, but do not go outside and put others in danger. Thank you.